Start the clock.
Howdy kids, Dr. Freedom here with you, time from Doctor Who News. Word's going around that tomorrow's filming will be at Hill Street in Cardiff. Apparently they were filming in the studio today. There was a tweet put out today by Nikki Wilson, who's one of the producers, said another successful day on the TARDIS. Doctor Who is even bigger and better this year. So they must have been filming at Rothlock, as someone on Twitter, guessed. So we're going to have some location filming tomorrow. My friend Stephen Price is going to try to get down there to the set, and he said he'd send me some good exclusive photos if he can get a hold of them. So maybe we'll see some interesting stuff come tomorrow night. All right, but let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get into the other stuff. Let's go ahead and get this thing started, shall we? Okay, first up. All right, and I'm on the wrong page. Okay, first over here. On the Daily Record, Michelle Gomez on how she loves telling it how it is, whether she's playing an online agony aunt or a villain in Doctor Who. Now, the first part of this is about her online series she's been doing on the one channel called Heather's American Medicine, and this is up on YouTube. It is pretty funny. Go give it a watch. Ooh, nice shot. But if you scroll down a little bit further, she goes into her other persona, who we know is Missy, and has quite a bit of stuff to say about that. But she says right here, I can't tell you much. I'm too much a fan of the show to spoil the fun, but I can tell you she's up to no good. Even I was a bit shocked at her level of disdain this year. She has no boundaries, that girl. She is very naughty. And also, yeah, she talks about how her 5-year-old son wants her to meet the Queen, stuff like that. And also, she brings up with the fact about her action figure. She's seen the prototype, should be out later this year, she says. A very interesting interview, very, lighthearted. Please be sure to go check it out. Okay, next up. Over on the Metro, new unit series announced, but what Doctor Who spinoff series will be next? Now, what they're talking about is the Big Finish title. Now they're saying titled Unit, the new series. It also stars Jimmy Redgrave as Kate Stewart. And also, apparently, this one that Ingrid Oliver is going to be in. With no Doctor Who spinoffs currently on television, here are some thoughts to what the BBC could draw on from the show's illustrious history for a new television series. Okay. Now, what I'd like to see is, and this would be very interesting, if you listen to the Big Finish audios, there's a series based on two characters we were introduced to all the way back in Talons of Wayne Chiang. That's Professor, George Lightfoot and Henry Gordon Jago, and they did a companion chronicles called Mahogany Murders. It was so successful that I think they're going on series 9 now, the Jago and Lightfoot audio series for Big Finish. Now, what they could do is Jago and Lightfoot is set around the 1890s. Why not have a crossover with the Paternoster Row Gang? They're set right in that era. You couldn't really do it on television because, the two actors who portray, Jago and Lightfoot have, of course, aged quite a bit since then. But on audio, it could work. All right, but here's what the Daleks, there was one going around about that a long time ago, and it just did not take off. Okay, they're thinking of the Doctor's daughter. I've been hearing that Jenny thing for quite a while. Rose Tyler, Defender of the Earth, that was one that RTD wanted to take off with after she left the show back, whatever. I'm sorry, my brain's not firing on all 8 cylinders. Young Doctor Who was one. I don't know why they're naming all these off, because that right there was going to be an online series. There was one that was going to take place on Gallifrey, and also CBBC pitched the idea of a Young Doctor Who series. But the problem is, as he says here, this is from RTD, the idea of a 14-year-old doctor on Gallifrey inventing sonic screwdrivers takes away from the mystery and intrigue of who he is and where he came from. Now, it did, of course, prompt this idea of the spin-off, the Sarah Jane Adventures. Oh, God, the only way is Gallifrey. I'm not even going to go into that. 10.2 in rows. Here's the problem. David Tennant, Billy Piper, big fat budget. The Paternoster Gang, of course, but once again, you try to bring that on TV, 2 of your 3 main actors are going to have to be in and out of the makeup chair every day, and that does not cheap you've got to pay them overtime to come in, and they've got to stay there. You know, they got to come in like an hour or two earlier than everybody else. Then they got to stay there an hour or two later than everybody else at the end of the day to get the makeup taken back off. But it would work as an audio series. That's what I was thinking. Since they're bringing you have Unit Extinction going to BBC, you know, the Big Finish. Why not do that with the Paternoster Row Gang? It would work. All right. So, you know, it's just a couple ideas. Like I said, Big Finish, I'm hoping the Unit series is good. I'm not a big fan of the character Osgood. I don't know why they keep dragging this character back up. She was nothing really spectacular. I'd have preferred to see Malcolm return, who is the scientist who was in Planet of Death, or Planet of the Dead, I mean. And I don't, so let's see what the big deal is. Maybe it's just me. But okay, next up, very special announcement over on Dr. News. Colin Baker will appear in A Christmas Carol. That's right, he's just completed filming on a new production of A Christmas Carol. And Doctor Who is pleased to reveal an exclusive picture, and that's it right there. Film based on the novel by Charles Dickens is being made by Canadian actor and filmmaker Anthony D.P. Mann, whose previous productions include Terror of Dracula, Sherlock Holmes, and The Shadow Watchers. Okay, Baker is narrating the production and will also appear as Dickens throughout the film. The main photography on the film took place in February to April, with Baker recording his contribution in Niagara earlier this month. The film is expected to be released around Christmas 2015 and will initially be available on the production website, and there's a link to it right here. So keep your eye on that for later this year around Christmas time. Doctor Adventures 3, and this is the third one to be put out by the guys who took it over. It'll be out on the 18th of June and comes with the free giant poster mini Dalek figures, along with all these other nifty features. It'll be, like, and once a reminder, it'll be priced £3.99 out on the 18th of June. Okay, so 9 more days and you got it. Okay, next up, Scientific Secrets of Doctor Who launched in Greenwich. Last week, the acclaimed Doctor Who novelist Simon Guerrier, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Dr. Mark Kukula, public astronomer at the Royal Observatory, launched their new book, The Scientific Secrets of Doctor Who, Thursday after meeting the Dalek at the new broadcasting house. They held a formal signing at Forbidden Planet Bookshop with fellow Doctor Who authors Jenny Colgan, Jonathan Morris, and Andrew Smith, who contributed short stories to the book. On Friday evening, the authors gave a talk at the Royal Observatory in Greenwich, where Mark Kukula is public astronomer, and afterwards they signed copies of the book while a remote-controlled Dalek and K9 entertained the fans. And these books are available on Amazon. All right, jumping over again, Radio Times Festival in late September. We'll see Hampton Court Palace host the first Radio Times Festival, celebrating some of the biggest shows on television and radio. The 4-day event takes place between the 24th and 27th of September and features a number of talks and presentations, including, of course, Doctor Who, represented on the Friday afternoon by Peter Capaldi, Stephen Moffat, Brian Minchin, and Russell T. Davies. And details for these or any of the other sessions will be available via the festival website. You can click to go to it right here on this link. And ticket sales commencing from noon today for Radio Times via subscribers via phone or website. General booking starts on the 23rd of June. Okay, jumping on over to Kasterborous, which is our last article for the day. The Sixth Doctor in Kansas. Kansas. Are you ready for something that's not happened in 25 years? That's right. Fans will gather to celebrate the Doctor this October, and the Doctor will be in the house. Fan groups of Kansas Doctor Corporation, the Whovians of Wichita, and the ICT Cosplay Gallifrey have organized the Time Eddy Convention, which will take place from October 2nd to the 4th of this year. Now, the Sixth Doctor himself, along with several companions from the classic series, will be flying into Wichita. Celebrity guests include Colin Baker, Katie Manning, Nicola Bryant, Deborah Watling, Peter Purvis, Victor Pemberton, and more. The fan gathering will also celebrate the 50th anniversary of the 12-part first story, The Daleks' Master Plan, or the first Doctor story, The Daleks' Master Plan. Unfortunately, all but 3 of the episodes of the story are missing. Convention host Peter Pixie and the rest of the crew try to give fans a feel of the story in a few different exciting ways. It's always sad when a classic episode of Doctor Who is declared lost. So many fans have taken up the task of recreating the episode in so many ways. You can find a few parts of the adventure on YouTube, or even in this fan-made trailer here, and there's a link. You can click on this link, go to it. For episode 10 of the story, early bird ticket prices for Time Eddy are still on. Get there now before the prices go up. And so if you want for more information on it, here's the link right here to click onto it if you're going to be in Kansas. Oh, well, exciting weekend coming up. We got Avengers 1 versus, we got Avengers versus Avengers 2 this weekend. Basically, we're going to sit down, have a talk about, say, look, which movie do you enjoy the most? What characters do you think, got better development between the two movies? Stuff like that. Little questions we're going to throw out. We're mainly going to keep it an open forum and toss it around. Later on a little bit, see, we still have Sophie Aldred Q&A scheduled for July 6th. And also, I guess I got to get back with Chase. Find out what she wants to do hers. And also other good stuff going on. Be sure to go check out this last week's episode of the Omega Files. We talked about Daredevil, and a lot of the guys really liked the series. It's really well done. Okay, well, until next time, guys. Catch you later. Hopefully we'll have some really good filming picks for you tomorrow. Until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.